Namaste, good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, good night, as per your time zone, the learned viewers of the Global Augmentative Ayurveda YouTube channel of mine, namely Professor Anand Chaudhary from Banaras Hindu University, a professor in Ayurveda. So, learned colleagues and the Ayurveda lover all over globe, in this series, I am just submitting before you the perspectives of the Ayurveda practice in the different continents of the world. We have covered WHO, we have covered American continent, we have covered Europe, we have covered Africa, we have covered Arab, and today I am thinking to talk about the Australia. When I have gone through the documents, I found it is very systematic in Australia to practice Ayurveda. Really, I mean it. And if I just remember my memories with the Australia, when I was serving at IPGTR of that time, Gujarat Ayurveda University, Jamnagar, I got a call from one Raman Das from Australia, back 20 years, and he was very keen to understand the processes of the making of herbo-mineral formulations, that is the bhasmas of the gold, silver, copper, iron, biotite, like that, which we use in India as a very good therapeutic medicine for the treatment of the acute as well as the chronic diseases as per the Ayurveda doctrines. So, I got a call from the person of Indian origin working in Australia, and he want to prepare these drugs in Australia. Fine. Being at Central Institute, I was very keen to make him understand as a service of my subject, because my thrust area is the Ayurvedic pharmaceutics and specifically this herbo-mineral preparation. Yes, we play with all these industrially toxic material, we convert them with the different our established Ayurvedic pharmaceutical procedures since 2000 years. We do many processes, and then we are converting all that into the form of a very good therapeutic remedy, and we practice in India since thousand years, and tons of the mercurial products and this swarna bhasm, gold bhasm and the silver bhasm has been consumed in the single or in the formulations with a very judicious dose for a very judicious duration with a very judicious anupan, and the anupan means adjunct therapy. So this is the scenario here. So just I am starting with that. Then with the betterment of my knowledge, when I started working for one international Ayurveda foundation of Europe, I got a lot of rule regulation from all across globe, international rule regulations for the practice of Ayurveda. I got a lot of information from the EU, UK, USA, Arabia, all that. Even after my episode on the Arab, I got many more information, what is the status in the Kuwait, what is the status in the Tehran, Baghdad, like that, Iran, Iraq, etc. So everywhere the situation is very optimistic. But when we concentrate on Australia, it is very, very optimistic. Opportunities are very clear. You have to fulfill something, some government requirements, and you are welcome in Australia as a practitioner of Ayurveda. One of my friend, Dr. Santosh Kumar Yadav, who is a product of the Banaras Hindu University and practicing Ayurveda in Australia since more than 1 decade. He helped me a lot for this session. I'm thankful to you, Dr. Santosh. So, see, if you want to do anything regarding the healthcare, the one agency you have to note is the TGA. That is the Therapeutic Good Administration. And TGA is open for complementary system, traditional system, alternative system, as open as it is for the conventional system of the medicine. We adore it. I appreciate it. The value TGA is providing to this complementary system of medicines for the health wellness of their citizens. See what you do, starting from the registration of an Ayurvedic physician there. In Australia, Ayurveda is a very, very well recognized, bona fide system of medicine as per the Australian laws. If you are having a degree in Ayurveda from India, you may practice in Australia by fulfilling some legal criteria and getting your registration in Australia to practice Ayurveda. One point. Then what about the Ayurvedic medicines? So in case of Ayurvedic medicine, the availability of the Ayurvedic medicine, see, if you go to the site of the TGA, they have described very well, very well. They have covered almost every point. They are telling their citizens that yes, it is a system of medicine, Ayurveda system of medicine, native of India, nurtured in India. Then there are the other therapies too, the acupressure. Even they are noting the name Panchkarma by the in bracket 5 action. They are also saying that this treatment processes involve not the supplements by the herbal medicines, but even by the dietary changes. Yes, it is the core theme of Ayurveda that many diseases may be cured only by the help of the dietary change. So dietary change advised by an Ayurvedic physician is a practice of medicine in Australia in accordance with the TGA. So these very, very minute observations and the minute interventions by the just diet change and the treatment of a disease is well notified in the Australia. They have also notified the probability of some poisonous substances, whether into the herbal formulation or the herbo-mineral formulations. They have given the particular word medicines of the Rasashastra on their own site. The Rasashastra is nothing but a science which is making all these metals, minerals and the mercurial industrial form into the form of a medicine after the exposure of a very individualized process, very specific process of the purification and the calcination, incineration, Sodhana, Marana, Jarana, Sanskar. These are the Ayurvedic Rasashastra terminologies which are just translated into the English for your facilitation. And you see here, this is the accountability of those procedures which were invented by the Indian Acharyas by their rigorous experiment back 2000 years, and they started practice of all these things back 1500 years. 500 years, full 500 years, our Acharyas, when I say Acharyas means the Indian sages, especially the followers of the Lord Nagarjuna, Acharya Nagarjuna, in this way, and this science has been developed. Remember the Raman Das, which I quoted earlier, the first. Because my first exposure with Australia is with the Raman Das, individually. As an individual person, I mean, at that time I was just assistant professor in Jamnagar, a place where Ayurveda is very much taught to the international fellows and one of the top institutions of the Ayurveda in India. Nowadays it is known as the Institute of Teaching and Research in Ayurveda. And for your information, they have just an AMU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the West Sydney University. And not only the Jamnagar, but this All India Institute of Ayurveda, the premium institution of Ayurveda of the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, is also with the Memorandum of Understanding and the collaboration on the traditional medicine thrust area on Ayurveda specifically. And one chair has been established by the Ministry of Ayush there, and our good friend Professor Raj Gopal from the All India Institute of Ayurveda has been selected and appointed there to work in Australia in the West Sydney University on that particular chair. So this is a very much clear system. Even they are suggesting that you should not purchase anything online till it is not sure that this has nothing mixed there which is maybe the poisonous, right? And they are so good, I appreciate it. They have suggested their citizens, you should not take anything presented to you by your neighbor or the relatives or known from Australia or outside Australia, even for the Indians living there in Australia. And if they are getting anything from India, don't take till you are not satisfied what is in it, what it contains. So these suggestions of the clear-cut words are having some impact in the understanding of the Ayurvedic medicines to the people living in Australia, including everyone, I mean citizen of Australia or who was just having working permit in the Australia, right? So what the system they had developed, they have two variety to ensure the qualities and safe, efficacious Ayurvedic medicines. They have one category, that is the AST L, that is the listed in Australia, right? And then AST R, registered in Australia. To get these things notified on the website of the TGA as an Ayurvedic medicines, you have to submit some documents, you have to comply with the legal requirements, and then your product will be there in the categories of AST L or the AST R, and these things are available on the website of the TGA, and one can purchase this as per the advice of the doctor, Ayurvedic doctor, you know. And they are one more step they have advanced. They have started preparing Ayurvedic medicine in Australia, and not only the preparing Ayurvedic medicines in Australia, but they have a system. One TGA sponsored company, Ayurveda Organic Private Limited, is there, which is authorized for the manufacturing or the production of Ayurvedic medicines in Australia at Australian sites, combining all these from Brahmi Grit is being prepared there. So combining all these things, all ingredients, they are preparing it, and they are maintaining the quality, safety and efficacy issues, and this is on the website, and one can have it. So I adore this system very well. One thing very importantly, they are making caution to their citizens. In the same section of the Ayurveda or the complementary medicine, what they are saying, never stop conventional medicine. Stepping one step more, scientifically they said, even don't alter the dose of conventional medicine. Yes, people say now you reduce the dose because you are taking an complementary medicine or the Ayurvedic medicine namely, and then the dose of the conventional medicine should be reduced for treatment of anything. They have notified, TGA has notified where the Ayurveda is making claim to treat what diseases. There are the arthritis, jaundice, many more diseases are there, almost which the suffering, most common suffering is listed in the TGA, which may be treated with the Ayurvedic medicines. You go to the site and see these things. So here they are very clearly they are advising, TGA is advising that you should never stop your intake of the conventional medicine. Even don't alter the dose, and if you are doing everything, all these things altering, don't do it without approval of your doctor of conventional medicine. Yes. So these things are very much optimistic in Australia. Many people are serving in Australia with these medicines. Yes, if you are carrying one Ayurvedic medicines in Australia, then you have to declare it on airport. If you are carrying allopathic medicines, conventional medicines, there is no need to declare it on your arrival in Australia. But if you are carrying these medicines, there is a legal requirement that you should just tell them, and this is for very good reason that the powder or the medicine what you are having should not have any pesticide or any chemical or any poisonous material which may affect the Australian environment. For this reason, one has to declare what the Ayurvedic medicine he is carrying and what are the ingredients. So, my respected dear international colleagues, Australia is calling. If you are very much having your expertise in Ayurveda with the Indian qualifications, your undergraduate and your postgraduate degrees, and you are feeling that you are enough confident and competent to practice Ayurveda, Australia is giving you a path, Australia is giving you an opportunity that you may practice there as a full-fledged Ayurveda practitioner with the Ayurvedic medicines imported from India, with the Ayurvedic medicines manufactured in Australia. So this is a very advanced stage. And now the collaborative studies in the academia from the different universities of the Australia is in progress. Ayurvedic Australian chair has been established, person has been selected. He is supposed to join duty very soon. And of course, some other collaborative fields are being discussed. But you know one thing, there also those powers which are opposing traditional medicine all over globe, they are active in Australia too. They have started paper campaign against the government, against these things, against these TGA, not against the TGA, but against these collaborations of the two universities, one from India, one from Australia. No, this is that science, this science, and it needs more proof to be established as a traditional medicine. My good friends who are opposing these collaborations between the two institutes from Ministry of Ayush of the Government of India and those universities in Australia, what you are talking and what is your take? When TGA has authorized everything, when it is a legal system, then there is no point to oppose this university and the institute collaboration. If they are willing to make it more scientific, more validated, and the more new development of a new drug delivery, even the drug delivery system or a novel drug for the citizen, for the benefit of the global citizen and specifically in Australia. So may I request you to stop this campaign which is hampering the appointments, which is hampering the way of the collaboration of the academic and the research institutes. Yes, it looks funny. At one place you are giving all facilities to practice, at another place you are stopping, making a campaign to stop the research. It should not be. Research will be always beneficial to all these provisions of the TGA Australia. So thanking TGA Australia, yes, thanking TGA Australia and the Australian government for promoting this traditional system of the medicine, namely Ayurveda, and the permitting the manufacturing of Ayurvedic medicine in Australia. I highly adore the vision and the mission and the perception and this all the further progressive steps of the Australian government. As Indian citizen, I appreciate it because you are serving for wellness and the well-being of your citizens with this native knowledge of India, which is known for its not only the medicines and the doctrine but other non-inventional interventions. And friends, the meditation is also in the list of TGA as a therapy to treat the diseases. So, once again in the end, thank you Australia for providing Ayurveda to your citizens. Thank you, namaste, good morning, good noon, good evening, good night as per your time zone. On the next Thursday, I shall be once again with you with some different title, with the different topics which may be beneficial to you, which may be interesting for you. Thank you, namaste.